If you're Nigerian and you're confused about your fitness, diet, and what actually works, this is the only fitness video you have to watch. As a Nigerian, everything you've been told about fitness is probably wrong. Following Western fitness advice and lifestyle word for word is not going to work for you. As a Nigerian, our lifestyle, our food is totally different. So you should tune your fitness journey and fitness routine to your lifestyle. This is taking me about 10 years of research, using myself as an experiment. All I've eaten in the past 10 years as a fitness coach and as just a regular person training in the gym is just Nigerian food, and I've managed to keep myself fit while eating my Nigerian food. So this is 10 years of research, using myself as the lab rat to come to this point where I can share all this information with you guys completely free, okay? So like it says clearly here, choose your battle. You don't want fight to pass you, okay? So you need to choose your fitness goals, and by the end of this video, you should be able to have a clear idea of how to structure your workout. You should be able to understand how to tune your diet into your lifestyle and your fitness goal. You should be able to walk into any gym in the world or anywhere and understand exactly how to train yourself and what to do in the gym and outside the gym. I'm not here to give you motivation, okay? I'm here to give you a clear structure. So let's get into it. Let's go. First things first is your foundation, okay? Your main thing that you need to determine before you start your fitness journey is your fitness goals, okay? Your fitness goal determines everything, okay? It determines how you eat, how you recover, how you train, how many times you have to train. It determines what kind of food you should be eating. It determines everything. So the first thing you need to do before you decide to embark on your fitness journey is to determine your fitness goals. What are your fitness goals? Are you trying to gain muscle? Are you trying to lose body fat? Are you using this for just performance, or are you just trying to maintain? Okay, so once you determine your fitness goal, that makes it super clear on how you should train and how you should plan your fitness journey. Eating healthy without direction is just a waste of time. Most people fail because they copy workouts without copying the goal behind them. So you watch fitness influencers online and you copy everything they tell you without determining what your goals are first. You know, if they train like Keith Daniel, while you they chop like Kevin Power, and vice versa. You know, if they train like Kevin Power, while you they chop like Keith Daniel. Your fitness goal should be clear, simple, measurable. It should not be rushed, and it should not be emotional. Okay, make your goals nice and simple, and make sure it's something you can actually measure over time. Once you determine your fitness goal and you're clear about what you want to achieve, everything becomes super simple, okay? This is why your fitness journey has to start with a clear idea of what you want to do, which gives you a clear structure instead of just motivation. Motivation is not enough. Just stepping in the gym with all your motivational quotes. Enough you work. You guys get an idea of what you're trying to achieve. You need to have an idea of what you're going in the gym for, and you need to have a long-term plan, okay? Once you have all of this, the gym is your playground. So how do you train based on your fitness goals? We've already discussed how you should make sure your fitness goals match your training. And in this section, we're going to discuss how you should be training based on your fitness goals. Your training always has to match your fitness goals. For instance, if you're trying to lose body fat, you should focus on consistency and mixed weight. So you don't want to be lifting too heavy. You want your weight to be kind of moderate. And you should focus on training more often. If you're trying to gain muscle mass, you should focus on progressive overload, lifting heavy weight, and probably less reps. If you're trying to gain muscle mass, you do not need to train every day. You need to give your body time to recover because of how intense your training is going to be. So if you're trying to gain muscle mass, you should be training minimum 1.5 hours every time you train. And maybe, I would say maybe 3 or 4 days a week, that's enough. It gives you time to kind of give your body time to recover in between. If you're training for performance, you should focus on speed, strength, and explosive kind of workout. If you're trying to just maintain, you should balance these two out again. And remember, consistency always beats intensity. Doing a simple plan more consistently always beats doing the exercise intensely but occasionally, okay? Rest and recovery is a crucial part of your training. Without them, your progress is going to slow and you're going to increase the risk of getting injured. So make sure you rest enough. Anyone that tells you not to rest and train every day is lying to you. You're going to hurt yourself. And you should make sure you track your progress. You should know when to improve your weights. your reps and your intensity. If you're a beginner, you need to start simple. You don't need extreme exercise. You don't need complex exercise. Keep it nice and simple and focus on doing the simple things, right? With time, you can then progress into the complex stuff. But for now, keep your exercises nice and simple, straightforward. So, how do you determine what to eat, your Nigerian diet, based on your fitness goals? There's a few things we need to discuss in this section of the video. The first thing is protein intake, okay? This is your fish, your meat, your chicken, and your beans. So, depending on your fitness goal, you need to determine how much protein you should be having, but everyone should be having protein, regardless of your fitness goal. It helps to build muscle, it helps your recovery. Regardless of your fitness goal, you should be having protein, okay? Now, when it comes to carbs, this is where we really need to pay attention, because if you're trying to build muscle mass or you're trying to lose body fat, that determines how much carbs you should be having. If you're trying to lose body fat, you should minimize the amount of carbs you're having, especially for dinner. Carbs is meant for energy. Our advice to try to reduce your carb intake into maybe once a day, and if you can, maybe have it for lunch, which means you still get to use that energy throughout the day instead of dinner where you just eat a bunch of carbs and you're not going to use that energy and you just go to bed, okay? So if you're trying to lose body fat, you should still have carb, but you should minimize the amount of carbs you're having in total in a day, and if you can, try to have it earlier on in the day so you still get enough time to use the energy from the carbs. If you're trying to gain muscle mass, then you can have more carbs, use it as a source of energy for your training, because your training will be more intense and your body will need more energy. And if you're trying to maintain, just balance your carbs, okay? If you can, regardless of your fitness goal, avoid having too much fat, which is the oil, the palm oil, vegetable oil. If you can grill your food, especially those of you that are Nigerians that live in the diaspora, if you can grill your food instead of frying them, okay? And even if you're gonna cook your stew with oil and all of that, you should be conscious of how much oil you're having in your food, in your stew. Even at the end of cooking, you can kind of skim the extra oil on top. Just minimize the amount of oil you're having, okay? So, to give you an idea of how to plan your diet, if I was to try lose body weight, or I'm trying to lose body fat, what I would have for breakfast is maybe eggs and toast, or egg and yam. And for lunch, I would have maybe fish stew, or chicken stew, or beef stew. And like I said earlier, instead of frying your fish and your meat, you can grill your fish and your meat, and that saves you about 200 calories on each meal. So I would have that with maybe eba, or amala, or anything, or even whatever carbs you like, you can have for your lunch. And for your swallow, I would say to have maybe like a fist size. And for dinner, I would normally have maybe beans and lots of fish or chicken or turkey, but I'll make sure it's good as well. So you can see for my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'm having protein, and the only time I'm having carbs is either for breakfast and lunch or just lunch. Okay, this is what you want to think about. So always prioritize your protein with your meal. If I'm trying to gain muscle mass, I would have maybe more eggs in the morning, more toast, and more yam. For lunch as well, I'll have more swallows, maybe 2 fist size, and then I'll have my stew or vegetable sauce. And it's after I eat, maybe a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours after I eat, that I then go to train, because then I've still got that food there, it's digested, and I've got that energy to burn, okay? So if you're trying to get muscle mass, this is what your lunch will look like. And my dinner, I would have lots of protein and lots of vegetables, okay? And I personally will still reduce the amount of carbs I have for dinner. So I'll have lots of meat, lots of fish, and I'll have maybe a little bit of carbohydrate, okay? So this is what my diet would look like if I was trying to gain muscle mass. If I'm trying to maintain, I'm in between the fat loss plan and the muscle mass kind of plan, where you just kind of balance your diet in the middle, okay? So I hope this gives you a good idea of how to plan your diet. One of the cheat meals you can add to your diet is moimoi. Moimoi is absolutely great because you can get creative with it. You can have your eggs in moimoi, you can have your fish, you can have your carbs in it, you've got beans, you've got your protein, you've got everything in moimoi. So if you can have moimoi for lunch, dinner, whatever, is an absolute cheat code, and it fills you up as well. So depending how you prepare your moimoi, is a great cheat option to have. So muscle mass, fat loss, maintenance, moimoi is a really good food to get used to. And your snacks, you can have your meat pie. The only snack I don't really agree with is puff puff, and it's because of how much oil you have in puff puff. It's too much. So I would say maybe avoid puff puff. Have your meat pie, have your suya, have your gala. Anything you like to have, you can have your snacks. But again, depending on your fitness goals, you should be careful how much quantity you're having, okay? I hope this gives you a general idea of how to plan your diet. Let's go into the next section. Now, let's discuss your training structure. Regardless of your fitness goal, you should know how you should train yourself in the gym. Having a clear structure in the gym helps you save time. It means you know exactly what you're going to do in there, and you can actually achieve goals by knowing what to start with, what to finish, and what to do afterwards, okay? Don't mind my writing. So, there's 5 things you should always make sure you do when you step into the gym. And each one of these, again, regardless of your fitness goal, you have to do each one of these, okay? The first thing you always start with in the gym is your warm-up. You can either start with dynamic warm-up or you could use a machine. Dynamic warm-up is the way you do your warm-up without a machine, where you kind of do your shoulder rolls. You see what footballers do before they come into a game. That's called dynamic warm-up. And you could use a machine. Now, depending on your goal, that will determine how long you're going to be warming up for. If you're someone whose job means you're sedentary for most of the day, you want to warm up for longer. If you're someone whose job means you're more active, you don't need to warm up as long. So I would say to warm up between 4 to 8 minutes. Depending on your fitness level, on your lifestyle, if you're older, you need to warm up a bit longer. It's going to take you time to mobilize your joint, activate your muscle, and get your pulse raised. This is the reason for warming up, is to mobilize your joint, to activate your muscle, and to get your pulse raised. These 3 things you always have to do before you start your workout. That's the first thing you always have to do whenever you step into the gym, or whenever you do any exercise, or whenever you're about to do any activity. So even if you're just about to play football, or you're about to go outside for a run, you should always start with your warm-up, okay? The second thing you always do is your cardio. Now, you could use the same machine you use for your warm-up to do your cardio. The only difference is the intensity. For your warm-up, is more low intensity, which is you just mobilizing your joints and activating your muscles. For your cardio, you take the intensity up a little bit more. So you could run now. If you're walking on the treadmill for your warm-up, now for your cardio, you start to run, you need to get your heart rate a bit higher, okay? So when you do your cardio, depending on your fitness goal, you might have to do your cardio for longer, or you might have to do less. I would say to keep your cardio minimum of 10 minutes of cardio. So between 10 minutes to, say, 45 minutes, depending on your fitness goals, okay? So you always make sure you do some kind of cardio regardless of your fitness goals, whether you're trying to lose body fat, or you're trying to gain muscle mass, or you're just doing this for performance or to maintain, okay? Always make sure you involve cardio with your training. The third thing you need to do is your strength. This is where you determine what you're going to do, what exercise you're going to be training on the day. This is where you either do your upper body or lower body, or you can do chest and back, or you can do push, pull, and legs. Whatever system you like to use for your training, whatever way you like to structure your workout, this is where you do that. To keep it simple for most people, I would say to either do upper body or lower body. But here is where you do your strength exercise. This is where you do your resistance exercise. This is where you lift weights. So regardless of your fitness goal, you should always do some kind of cardio and some kind of strength exercise, okay? Even if you're trying to lose body fat, you should still do strength exercise. Maybe not as much as someone who's trying to gain muscle mass. And even if you're trying to gain muscle mass, you should do some cardio, maybe not as much as someone who's trying to lose body fat, okay? After your strength, you then go into core exercises, or you can just call this abs, okay? You should always do your core and abs exercises regardless of your fitness goal. This won't take you more than 5 to 10 minutes maximum. The way you get core strength and abs is the consistency. Doing this every time you train. If you train 5 times a week and you do this 5 minutes every time you train, you will gain more improvement than doing one day of 30 minutes, okay? So consistency is key in terms of your core and abs. And the last thing you do in the gym is your stretches. This will take you maximum 2 to 5 minutes, okay? You should always make sure you stretch in the gym regardless of your fitness goals, okay? So let's move the camera a little bit closer so you guys can see. So if you need to take notes now. This is your training structure. Like I said, you always start with your warm-up and you always finish with your stretches. Regardless of your fitness goal, you should always structure your workout like this, okay? Minimum, your workout in total should be maybe between 45 minutes to 2 hours, okay? But depending on your fitness goal, you should know how long you should be training for, okay? Like I said, if you're trying to lose body fat, you want to kind of keep to between 45 minutes to 1 hour, but you want to do it more consistently. If you're training for muscle mass, you want to kind of train hard, but you want to reduce how often you're training. You want to give your body time to recover, okay? So this is your training structure. You start warm-up, you do some kind of cardio. Again, your warm-up time is dependent on how active you've been before you stepped into the gym. Your cardio is dependent on your goal, but everyone should do cardio. Your strength is dependent on your goal, how long you train for and what kind of training you should be doing is dependent on your fitness goals, okay? But everyone should be doing strength. Your core and abs, everyone, regardless of your fitness goals, should always do your core and abs. And your stretches, you should always stretch at the end. So now that you know your goal, it's time to combine everything into a simple, actionable routine. Step one, you should set your fitness goal. You should know exactly what you're trying to achieve, and this makes everything simple. It helps you to be able to kind of plan your journey. It helps you to be able to plan your diet. It helps you to be able to determine how often you train, what kind of training you should be doing, and it helps you to have a clear structure on what you should be doing to try to achieve your fitness goal, okay? So that's step number one. Step number two, structure your training. You should have an idea of how many reps you should be doing, what kind of weight you should be lifting, how often you should be training, the frequency of your training, and the intensity, okay? Once you determine your goal in step one, your step two should be structuring your workout in the gym and knowing how to train yourself in the gym. Step number three is planning your meals, knowing what to eat, how often you should be eating, and how to always make sure your diet matches with your fitness goal, okay? You cannot have a different fitness goal while your diet is totally different. They have to match, okay? Step four, track and adjust. Always make sure you have an idea of what you're eating and how to progress. So if you struggle at the beginning to minimize how much carbs you're having, for instance, you should be able to track, and with time, you should be able to get to where you want to get to, okay? So make sure you track every single thing, your time in the gym, your reps, your weights, the amount of time you spend on the cardio machine, how much you're doing for core exercises, what you're struggling with at the moment, and how to progress all of that. You should make sure you track every single thing. This way, you're getting closer and closer to your result. The more you can track and the more you can progress everything you do in the gym and outside the gym. Step five, you build habits and consistency. You shouldn't focus on intensity for now. Don't focus on all the compound and complex exercises. For now, you want to build consistency, okay? It might be hard at the beginning. Do not worry about your weights at the beginning of your journey. Focus on having a clear understanding on how to train yourself in the gym. Understanding your structure, understanding how to use the machine, understanding how to do exercise correctly, understanding how to match your diet with your lifestyle, understanding how to schedule your training and your diet with your lifestyle. All of this is what you need to focus on at first. This is a long-term plan. Don't worry about rushing into anything. Take your time. You will make mistakes. You will get some things wrong. This is how you learn, okay? Step six, include recovery into your lifestyle. Make sure you rest enough. Rest is a big part of fitness, and anyone that tells you to train every day without resting is lying to you. You're going to injure yourself. So make sure rest is an absolute crucial part of everything you do in the gym and outside the gym. Step seven, you need to adapt your fitness into your lifestyle. You need to make sure that your Nigerian lifestyle matches your fitness journey. The reason why I'm making this video is specifically because every information you have out there regarding fitness is tuned to Western lifestyle and Western diet. This is why I'm making a video like this for Nigerians to understand how you can train yourself despite our busy schedule, despite our Owambe parties, despite our heavy carb diet. Despite having lots of oil in our food, lots of fats in our food, you should still be able to train yourself and keep fit and achieve your fitness goal while you're living like a Nigerian and enjoying your delicious Nigerian meal, okay? So matching your fitness with your Nigerian lifestyle is an absolute crucial part of achieving your fitness goal, okay? Remember, your goal is long-term. You shouldn't try to take any shortcuts, and you shouldn't try to do anything too quickly. Don't rush, take your time, be consistent, and you will achieve your fitness goal, okay? Like, subscribe this channel. It takes me a lot of time to make these videos and to share this information with you guys. So if you like what you see, like, subscribe. I'm going to be making more videos like this that is for Nigerians and is focused on fitness for Nigerians only, okay? Good luck with your fitness goals. Odabo. I'll catch you guys soon.